thought that we should do a September planner flip. I usually, if I post planner stuff, it's usually setups. And I don't always show kind of the after shot or the after the pen or how it's been used and filled up. And I know those are some of my favorite things to see. Not because I want to see the details of it. It's more, it's the seeing somebody's process and seeing how they're using their inserts and how their setup works and how the different sections in their setup work together. That's what I like to see. So I thought we should do an September setup. I'm still in the same planner. This is a standard size traveler's notebook from Chic Sparrow. This is from their artist line. The color is Marion. Still absolutely like my top 3 favorite ever leathers ever. It is so just, oh, it's so comfy. It's a very comfy leather. So inside here, if I miss any details for as far as the links go on this, if you check my previous video, that was the setup video of this planner. All the links are in the description box there. I'm hoping I don't miss anything. So let's get into September. This is a month on 2 pages from Anthology Notes. September was a very full month for us. It's weird to have a full month like this after so long. So all the kids are back in school. So we have multiple kids in multiple different schools. The ones who are old enough to drive, I share my car with because my husband travels a lot for work. So the older kids who don't have their own cars, we share. So that's how this ends up looking like this. And you'll see later on, that's how my daily pages end up having a list of drop off so-and-so, drop off this one, pick up that one, do this task, pick up that one. That's what the dailies end up looking like. So here's how this worked out. I like this insert for the monthly. The boxes are plenty big. You know, some days get a little crowded, but I can manage to keep everything in there without it feeling crazy crowded. As I said in my setup video, I print these month on 2 pages on just one side only instead of front and back, and I print grid paper in between. This changes month to month. I use this however I feel I need it when the month hits. These 2 are usually in there. These are both printable sticky notes from the Paper Test Designs and Planning with Aloe collab. So these I really do like to use. I had put kind of abbreviations for bill due dates over here out of habit. That's how I have done my bills for years and years and years. But with this in here, I don't have to do that. So, and I don't even think, I didn't continue that for October. So this just kind of becomes whatever I need it to be. Notes, stuff that happened during the month, tasks for the month, project lists. Here's the sticky note I used. That's from that same collab, just to list out the steps for that September setup video that I made. So that's kind of what ends up in here. And then there's a sneak peek of October. Pretty much all of the washi and stickers are from Paper Minty Studio. Everything here is as well. So what happens here is this stuff in any given week trickles down into the weekly. So I do not have the kids who are still in like high school, elementary school. I don't have their schedules written on here for school. The one who's in high school also has a job. I do have his work schedule written in here, but I don't have their school schedules written in here. Because that's obviously Monday through Friday, it doesn't change, right? But I do put them on the weekly because I still needed to get my head wrapped around how this new schedule of ours is going to work. So what happens is everything gets dumped into the weekly. Okay. So actually I should go back. So this is my husband's travel schedule for work. Okay. So information from here ends up in here. Information from the driving schedule, okay, ends up in here, except for the kids who are in high school and grade school. I don't put their schedules on the monthly calendar. All of that goes on the weekly though, because I'm the one who has to get them to those places and home again, right? So this is a week on a page with a grid on the other side from Paper and Cats. And this is dated, so it's September through December, and she does full weeks. So this started August 30th, and then I forget what the month runs through. So that's a September through December. So there's the end of the month. So this side is the schedule, and it's just this one has school at this time, this one has school at this time, this one has work at this time, this one has school. So it's just their basic, it's everything from the monthly, the stuff from the schedule pages gets dumped into the monthly plus the school schedules that are the same Monday through Friday, all get dumped into here. So I have the full schedule for each day. And then The notes page or the grid page is just tasks for the week. Sometimes I do meals. This is a lot like that grid page that's in the center of each monthly layout. This changes every week, just how I feel I'm going to need it. So here is how the second week of September looked. There's the third week. And I started kind of delineating these with these strips. I love these. They're from Let's Make It Sparkle. I'm going to have to get some more of those actually. And then this was the week that Liam got sick. So this was the week where everything kind of started to come off the rails a little bit. So all those crossed off days are stuff that Liam missed because he was so sick. So as you'll see again, schedule over here, I highlight things that are, really important and way out of the normal schedule, tasks, notes that are, pertinent to a particular day, tasks for the week, meals usually go here, and then anything for next week. I started leaving this next week section. I've done it through this whole month here. I really like having, hey, just bear in mind this is coming up next week, rather than me going in and penciling things in on the following week and then having to erase them. I really like having it here because then when I'm looking at this week, I still have a quick glance at what's coming up, because normally I wouldn't flip ahead to this yet. So here's the last week of September. So again, schedule, notes, whatever. This is when I got sick after Liam got sick. So as we said, everything from those schedule pages and the normal daily schedule, everything from the schedule pages and anything out of the norm gets put into the monthly, my husband's travel schedule, appointments the kids have, extracurriculars, schedules, things like that, all goes into here. This all trickles into the weekly, and the weekly is their schedule, right? My daily for September was, what do I have to do to make that schedule happen? Okay, so how that ended up looking was right here at the beginning, school hadn't started yet. So the first day of school was here, but they only went Thursday and Friday. So this is what it ended up looking like. Drop off this one, drop off this one, drop off this one, pick up this one, pick up this one. So this was how I made that weekly schedule work. Pretty much all of the washi and stickers in here are all from Paper Minty Studio. I really do apologize for the weird shadows. This was kind of the best we're going to get today considering the clouds and the rain. But I'm not knocking the clouds and the rain. I really like it. I'm enjoying it. And that is it. I just listed out the schedule usually the night before. I would list out what the next day's driving schedule was and then any tasks that needed to happen that day, any notes about stuff that's coming up. And this insert is grid paper. It's a grid paper insert from Paper Penguin Co. I just take the staples out so I can add stuff and remove stuff as I kind of feel like doing. And then coming up to, there was the end of the month. This was the beginning of October. There aren't really weekends in here. A lot of times I really don't need a list, like this was Friday to Sunday. We don't, depending on the weekend, there's not a lot going on. And if there is, it's like one or two scheduled things that take a while, right? It's not this back and forth driving business. The next insert is one I added actually I added it, I think, at the beginning of October, but I haven't touched it yet. But we can look at it. This is, I just set this up to journal in. Because those daily pages, I wasn't journaling in them. It became such a list of where to be and what to do that I didn't like to mix that in with any journaling because I was still trying so hard to wrap my head around that schedule that I didn't want them together. But now that I have my brain kind of wrapped around that schedule, I'm not really feeling the need for a full list every day. I really do think I can work off of my weeklies. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. This I still need to make a decision on, but I decorated it all and it's really pretty and it's going to get used one way or the other. I just need to decide how. Maybe I'm just going to pull the dailies out and go to this. I'm not sure. So, and that is just Tomoe River paper that I printed grid on that I got a little bit of. There we go. And then this last insert was just a grid insert. When I showed you this in the September setup video, this I changed. Paper Test Designs came out with Traveler's Notebook inserts. So excited. Right now I believe she has standard size and personal size. I got her kind of GTD bundle. The really cool thing about these is the front half, you can choose what there are several inserts in the bundle, right? So I printed several of these Get It Done lists, and I'm using them for a couple different things. I've got a couple pages for just a general inbox, a one page or one spread, I should say, for an index of projects, one or two spreads for a list of topics, projects that I want to do. And then the next set I printed out was the task manager set. So there's, your project over here. I code all my projects with like a letter and a number so that I can quickly see what it is. So the title of the project or what I'm calling it or whatever would go here. The little letter and number designation that I give them just for my brain's sake, I put here. And then if this like six tasks, you can just continue, obviously, not fill this in, use this for that one. I did, however, in that case, print out, like this is good for videos, right? 5-6 steps in a project, not massive projects or projects that only have 5 or 6 steps, but take a long time. Then these are also available in this bundle. So they're lined on the top half, grid on the bottom half. So you can kind of mix and match what all you want at the front half of this insert, and then the back half all prints her grid notes pages. So you can categorize them at the top. There's a spot for the date. I love the size of this grid, and this is the entire back half. So you can have all these various things in the front and then all this notes room in the back. So you have room to maybe lay out bigger projects, room for lists, room for notes that pertain to those projects, whatever the case may be. You've got room for that back here. So there is some stuff going on in here so far, but nothing I can show you right now. And it's, so that's kind of a work in progress. I really, really am enjoying that. I set it up very similarly to how I had the grid paper insert set up in there. I just like that it's got a little more structure to it. So that is it. That is what September looked like in my planner. I am still super content. I don't have any intention of moving anywhere, but I've said that before, and then boom, I set up another planner. So I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.